Ujam and their virtual guitarist Carbon intro. What's up, Creative Faces? Up on set from Creative Sound. I'm here with Carbon. I want to discuss how I love this virtual instrument right here. I'm working on a commercial and I want to show you guys how I'm using it. I have it installed in here maybe 4 or 5 times because this thing is pretty cool. So let's take a dive into how dope I think this instrument is. So of course this is another instrument by Ujam. They have several instruments under them. I have the Mellow, Royal, Sparkle, which is one of my favorites, and some other instruments that they had, which is pretty dope. But we're specifically talking about this one right here. So if we can go ahead and start play, I'm gonna show you guys what we got here. Yes, indeed. If you haven't noticed by now, there is automation going on in here, which is pretty cool for smooth transitions and effects. Yes, Carbon is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and you would think just by listening to it, okay, this is like a rock metal type guitar, and it's very much that, but it does a whole lot more. So, okay, so let's break this down. So I'm gonna solo this track here. I'm gonna just show you. So, as you can see, I was able to transition into well, you probably seen finisher all the way to the right of us right here, right? So in this instrument, there's 2 sides of it. You have the player, and then you have the instrument. The instrument is more so for you to create your own notes, your own chords, and play it however you like, as far as rhythm and that type of thing, right? So I have it selected, player selected, because I like the style of that player. And as usual, you know, if you know anything about Ujam products, you know that you can go here in the middle and you can change up different styles and different things like that. All of these presets has the BPM next to it, you know, an idea BPM for this style, this player style. But by all means, you could change the BPM. It doesn't really doesn't matter, because if I have 80 BPM and the track is actually at 100, you know, if you like the style, you could definitely go ahead and select it. So don't be fooled by the BPM next. It's just the idea. But that's pretty cool. And then from left to right, you have the pitch. The pitch bend obviously changes the pitch of the guitar, and then you have the modular wheel, which changes the effect of the finisher, the finisher here, which is pretty cool, right? And then you have the common phrases, you know, the common phrases that you hear in most songs. If you're making a typical song, you'll get your common phrases there, and that's based on the player style, like how the player is playing, you know what I mean? And then you have your style phrases. So between these two here, these 2 boxes, you can definitely, there's like multiple ways of playing something, you know, as far as the style of the player. And then right here to the far right is where you have your play range. Starts at F sharp or G flat, depending on how you look at it. So I'm gonna change this back here. All right. And everything is automatable, so you can go in and change the player style But I don't think you could change from single to chords. That's the only thing that I don't see that you could change. And you'll know that if you are using Studio One, you're gonna hit to the top and left, and you'll see different things change up here in this box if it's automatable. So I don't see that being something automatable. But if I was to change this to single, this is what this would sound like. And as you can see, I clearly have two chords or two notes going, and it's picking whichever one, whichever one they think I'm going for, which doesn't sound bad actually, but I wanted chords. So I can select several notes at the same time, right? Makes sense. And then right here, you have your key signature here. If you need something specific to that key, this thing is pretty dope. You just change it, but I don't want to be in the key. I wanted to select my own and be authentic in that way. So the option not to be in the key is pretty awesome. The next track I have, I'm using the other side, which is the instrument, not the player. The first one was the player. The second track is utilizing the instrument portion of Carbon here. This is pretty cool. I like this. Short to long. So if I change this, right? So that's what I have this one doing, which is pretty cool. And then the next instrument I have is, you hear that? You would think that that's a synth. No. That's Carbon. That's Carbon. Yeah. So all together. All right, so if I could pull up a demo and just play with it a little bit more, just to kind of give you a good idea, because I don't want to mess up my track here, you know what I'm saying? Let's dive in the bottom half of this here now. As usual, you have from left to right, this section right here, your severity, and then you could change from the different condition here. Which handles the tone of the guitar itself. Let's change to something else. Let's change the instrument. See right there, that severity is just already making changes. Right? Really cool. What if we made it longer? Right? So what about the focus? We're just gonna go through each of them, you know. Make it brighter. Or not so bright. right? And then we have the option to switch between stereo, like full wide sound, or like a mono type deal. Or double, triple. We also have control over how wide we want it just by controlling this distance here. Want to hang out in the back somewhere? Bring a little bit in the middle, center. Bring it back to the front. Let's go back to triple. Right, same deal. All of that is great, but the most saucy thing about this Carbon virtual guitarist instrument is that you have this mode of effects that make this thing sings. It does like right there, and then you have the finisher, controls how the amount actually. Like the things in this mode, the effects in here, it makes this thing sounds unelectrical guitarish, if I can say it like that. Like these things, it brings. Wow. Does that sound like an electric guitar? No, that's like a pedal effect, of some type. Special effects. And go back to player. Let's go with, I don't know. There we go. Right. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I just thought that was cool. Like, you can make this thing really sing and do way more than just your typical electric guitar sounds or whatever. So it makes this thing super powerful. I don't know any other guitar or electric guitar, metal guitar, whatever, that sounds like this. You can make this thing sound like anything. You can bring a pad effect, as you guys already heard. You can control the stereo width of it. You can control the reverb. You can control the neck. I mean, dude, this thing is insane, right? And then you have different players, player style, and you switch between instrument. You controlling, doing your own thing. You know, say for instance, you got a solo. You trying to like you guys seen me do in this song, or you just wanted to lay back and just be the player. You know what I mean? Bring along those typical riffs. You know, which is found in the common phrases, and then the styles, whatever. You know, like. I don't know what else to tell you. This thing is pretty dope. I like it. That's all I have for you guys. My name is Kevin Ellup from Creative Sound. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Remember, music is art. You're the artist. Paint your picture.